Right, I think we can start slowly. Maybe people will join us a little bit later, but everything will be recorded so everyone can see it later. So yeah, today I want to talk to you about generative AI. Yeah, so I've been researching this field a lot, and as a designer myself for more than 15 years, it completely changed everything that I know, and it really changed my perspective about anything. And the tools are so powerful that I just have to show them all to you. If you've been living under a rock for the past few months and you didn't hear about all the AI revolution and ChatGPT and all these amazing tools, I'm going to show them to you today. It's not going to be a boring presentation, a lot of videos, a lot of images. And yeah, just before we get started, maybe let's have some quick poll to understand if you guys heard about it before, if you ever used AI tools or something like that, so I can just have a bit more information. So Idan, if you can just launch the first poll and then we can continue.
So the poll is launched. Feel free to answer those two simple questions.
Yeah, have you ever used AI tools? Everybody voted. All right, can end the poll, Idan, and publish. So 10 out of 15 said yes, they used AI tools, 5 never used them. Have you ever used AI tools in your game development? Only 2 said yes, and 13 said no. And I'm
curious about it too.
Yeah. We can talk about it later. I'm very curious, and I'm kind of happy because now I feel, okay, I will give you more information. And maybe it will inspire you, inspire your imagination to do some different things. I know there's a lot of people that think this all this AI is a bit scary and they don't know how to approach it, or they don't like it because it's not artistic, it's not real art. But the fact is that things are happening and we don't want to stay behind, and we always want to be on the edge of technology and make amazing stuff and tell better stories by creating better experiences. So, have a warning before I get started. All the images that you will see on this presentation today are AI generated. The information is not. I didn't use ChatGPT. Content is original. So what is generative AI? In very short paragraph. It's a type of artificial intelligence that can generate novel content such as text, audio, video, and images. It has the potential to revolutionize content and data creation. It's already able to produce text and images, blog posts, program code, full program code, poetry, and artwork. It has the potential to change the way we work and create, and it gets better every day. So, diffusion, text to image and diffusion. How does it work? What is it? You can see on the picture on the right. Basically, this is the diffusion process. So every image generated starts from noise. It starts from nothing. It doesn't copy anything else. It doesn't reference to some other images. It just starts as noise, as you can see in step 1 and step 2. And then slowly, after 40, 50 steps, it evolves to the image that you want, that you asked for. In the prompt, we will talk about prompts a bit later. So today there's 3 major tools, and if you don't know them, it's DALL-E 2, which I think November 2022 was the first to publish. It's owned by Microsoft, and some more investors. Midjourney, which is like the most creative text-to-image program that's running on Discord, which gives insanely amazing results. But it's, everyone can operate it. It's very simple. Even a kid can write stupid prompts and get amazing results. And Stable Diffusion, which is my favorite, by Stability AI, which is an open source, and this is the reason why I like it so much. And we will talk about it a bit later. And each one of them have, their own strengths, their own weaknesses. Some people like one tool over another. It's really depends on what you're looking for. want to start with a short video explaining things very simple. Let me know if you can hear the sound.
Let's start with how this.
Yeah, sound is on.
No.
DALL-E 2 and Dream Studio provide a simple.
It's coming out of your microphone.
It's coming out of my mic. I don't know how to fix it. I'll just put the volume high and you can watch it later.
Okay.
You say whatever comes to mind. Say a photo of a robot in the forest with a balloon. Then both systems take a few seconds to generate some pretty accurate and funny images. You might think, oh, the system is just looking at images of robots and balloons and putting them together. But no. In the background, your text is sent to OpenAI or Stability AI, where their powerful artificial intelligence has learned to make sense of that text and translate it into completely original images. How did it learn what is what? By looking at billions of labeled images. Think of it like flashcards. The AI sees those all and starts to learn that many sci-fi robots have eyes and boxy heads and a square stomach. Same with balloons. It learned that most balloons are this shape and have strings on them, and it even has this little tie thing. Through deep learning, it not only knows that that's a robot and that's a balloon, but it knows the relationship between two distinct objects. So it automatically puts the balloon in the robot's hand. Let's start with how this works.
Okay, I hope now you understand a bit better, but we'll make it like a deeper dive. We're going to talk about Midjourney and Stable Diffusion. Midjourney, as I said, is the most creative, insane. Every kid can operate it. It runs on Discord. I used it today to create this presentation, to create just amazing and fast images. It costs $10 monthly. It's running on Discord, as I said. And the results are shocking. I cannot say anything else. This is my me playing around, writing prompts and getting some insanely beautiful results of what I want with the prompt. And as you can see, the prompt is very short. Anyone can write it. Everything you want. And it's very creative. I mean, you don't need to be very specific on what you want. And on Stable Diffusion, it's way different. You have to actually prompt is actually kind of an art, because you do need to write a lot of things, and it's like writing a code, but visually. Everything that you change, the order, the weight of the words matters, and to get amazing results, it's super difficult. But yeah, Midjourney, as you can see, this is the prompt, the future of generative AI asset generation. I got one of the 8 results that I got. It was used in this presentation. Going back, Stable Diffusion, as I said, it's an open source. It can run locally on your computer if it's strong enough, you have enough CPU power. It's more robust. It has many web UI, such as Dream Studio, Automatic 111. Let me just show you how it looks for 1 sec. Everything is open source on GitHub. This is like the web UI of Stable Diffusion. You have a lot of features on what to do. If you're more interested to learn about it more later, this is how it looks. Dream Booth technology, which is very important here because that's the fine-tuning of text to image models, meaning you can actually train your own models on anything you want, any object. Just imagine whatever you want. It can be anything. Let's take this dog, for example, and you give it the input images, and then actually the protocol knows this model. It knows your dog, and then you can just play with the prompts and put your dog or your face whenever you want, wherever you want, and the possibilities are endless. It can also recognize art. As you can see, my dog is Vincent van Gogh, Michelangelo, Rembrandt. And you can see here another example. On the left, it's Stable Diffusion with the exact same prompt. And on the right, it's Midjourney. Look at the results of Midjourney, how beautiful it is. And on the left, you need a bit of tweaking and extra work on that. It will not work with simple prompts. On the right as well, you can see some differences between Stable Diffusion and Midjourney. Want to talk more about Stable Diffusion because it's my favorite. Open source, AI experience, and all the things you can do with it as game developers, or if you're not a game developer, if you're an artist, if you're a musician, and anyone can find his niche and in this amazing technology. So first, as I said, it's an open source. It has public models, meaning websites like Hugging Face, the link is here. I'm not going to press it now. You can see it later. But basically, the AI community shares resources. They share models. As I said, people train all kinds of models. Some guy trains models on pixel art. Some guy trains cartoons. Some guy trains dogs. And it's all accessible to anyone to use. So basically, you just plug the model to your system, and you can start prompting or creating your own stuff. And you can combine models together. Really, the possibilities are endless. This year, it became more accessible to everyone because of this web UI released. Dream Studio is actually the original web UI of Stability AI that run Stable Diffusion. And Run Diffusion is another great tool which I use because my Mac is not strong enough to run these things, which is basically you can run. They're giving you the CPU. You have to pay like 50 cents per hour, but it's super fast. And for me, it's amazing tool. So if you don't have a strong enough PC, you can definitely use this service. You can train new models, as I said, on anything you want and fine tune them. You can train and retrain until it's perfect. We will see some examples a bit later. Some cool features of Stable Diffusion is these three: image to image, in painting, and invoke AI painting. Let's see some examples. So image to image, as you can see, some guy on Reddit draw this image on the left, and he got this variations of his creations. In painting, actually my favorite. You can see here on the left, just play this video. So basically you mask an area on the painting that you want, and then you can prompt only in this specific area that you want to change. So here in this example, it's on face. And in this video, as you see now, it's an image that I wanted to add a ship in the water. So on the left, you can see the original image. And then you just mask the area that you want, and you can start prompting whatever you want and add stuff to your design. Invoke AI out painting. So that was in painting, now it's out painting. So if this is my original design or creation by AI or whatever, it's a square image and I want to expand it so AI can do it in a very simple way. Let's see this tool in action. You can see that the diffusion happening in every area that's being generated. I think most of you are shocked right now if it's the first time you see it, and now you know like the possibilities and how faster you can create stuff, and hope you're going to use it. That's another cool tool. Oh, someone took Van Gogh famous image, which is just the red square. That's the original one, and then expanded it.
This is below the belt.
I'm sure Van Gogh would like it or not. I don't know. And it sparked new projects in many fields every day. I'm telling you guys, every day there's new tools involving this things. And the tool most relevant to us is Scenario, which we will definitely talk about later. I also was expecting one team member of Scenario to come join us today, but at the last minute he couldn't, maybe next time. And Leonardo, which is basically the same. They're both competitors. Let me just show you the homepage for 1 second. It's AI generated game assets. I'm playing around with it. It's insane. There's a big learning curve. It takes time to understand exactly how it works. It's insane. And Interior AI, which basically does the same, but for designing homes, like interior designs. Now, a few examples of training AI model. What does it mean? How does it work? When I say you can train models on anything, basically. So let's start with visual sounds. See if you can recognize this cute voice.
Welcome to Totem. We are a community of 500 plus members, mostly indie game creators, collaborating to bring a new form of gaming experience to life. Build your own game and collaborate with other indies to earn revenue. Click on the button below to learn more about our grant program. Hello there, my name is Idan and this is my AI voice. I just want to tell you guys that from now on, I will not use my real voice. I will go on a holiday and let the AI do the voiceover for me. Pretty good results, I must say. My only issue is to show emotions or ask questions, but I promise I will get better and improve over time. This is true to life though.
Thank you for the kind words. Moving on, let's see a model that I trained on myself. I took 10 of my images from Google Photos, trained the model, and created some results. Yeah, so that's another project that I'm working on. It's going to be live in like a week or so. Moving on, let's see what else we can do. I hope the sound is good.
Yeah.
We can't hear you.
This section is for listeners only.
Yeah, because he was whispering, but let's try this one.
Don't worry about this guy. He's just an NPC. I'm Roy AI. I'm talking with you from the future. I know I look all glitchy and sound weird, but trust me, I'm gonna get better real soon. You can use my model to say whatever you want in your game. And if you want to take it to the extreme, you can connect me with ChatGPT and have an actual conversation with me.
I hope you're not scared yet.
Don't worry about this guy.
Yeah. Now they're talking alone. You don't even need to press buttons. You see? Moving on. This is more relevant to all of us here, game developers, game creators. Fine-tuning an AI model when you want to create game assets by fine-tuning using stable diffusion. So here on the left, we have a data set of 16 images that a very talented guy, I will link to his Twitter here. You can actually check it out. So he actually generated these 16 images with stable diffusion. He didn't draw them, he didn't create them. It's a lot of work creating this only 16 images database. From this database, he trained a model which generated more than 200 buildings variations. You cannot see it here very clearly, I'm sure, but they all look amazing. And after you have this trained model, he can just prompt whatever he wants and get the same style, same design. So if he wants a hospital or if you want a nuclear plant, just in this example right here, the results are mind-blowing. I mean, it saves so much time to do it, and the results are awesome. And now OpenAI also introduced a 3D model, like text to prompt, that creates a 3D model, connects to Blender, and this tool is going to save a lot of people a lot of time. So Scenario tweeted that fine-tuning Stable Diffusion is a bit of an art. There's a small learning curve, but once you get the process right and can make good generations, you gain AI superpowers. And I can relate to that so much. In the beginning, when you try, things don't come out the way you want, but eventually when you master it, the results are insane. And this is just an example. I was playing around with Scenario last week for the first time. I was trying to take few Dreadstone Keep avatars and create more variations of them. Don't look at the results at the bottom. They are terrible. I know. I did some things wrong, but it's possible. They told me I need to train the model with more database. It was not enough, and my prompts were not right. But just imagine how many things you can do with it. I also want you to imagine the possibilities with asset generation, with us, with Totem, with what we're building here. Just, it's gonna save a lot of time for a lot of people, and spark your imaginations to do more assets, more avatars.
Tá vendo tênis, Mauro? Tá vendo jogo de tênis?
This adventure game demo is AI generated art. It's impressive and disconcerting. Now, before I play the video, on the left here, you can see this is the creation of Stable Diffusion. The guy created, I don't know how he exactly created this tree. Maybe he sketched it before and did some in painting. It's not clear. Then he modeled it to 3D. And all the backgrounds that you will see in the videos are also AI generated 2D, and only the character is 3D. So it's 2.5D, that's what it's called. Sorry, my mouse is terrible. If I can get it, 1 second. Yeah.
That's a great joke.
Look at the background. It's unbelievable. Yeah, you got the points. Let's see some more AI generated screens for games. This is awesome. All the links will be in the slide. I will send it to you later if you want to go and check these guys out and follow them. It's enough for now.
Pedro Guerra is asking, by developing assets through AI, we are talking about saving how much production time in 3D and 2D games?
Let's go back to the questions at the end.
Okay.
We're almost done. So yeah, AI can be scary if you're afraid to use it. I don't know if all the things that you saw now, even for the first time, shocks you or scares you. But remember that it can be your best friend. It can inspire your creativity, can increase productivity. If you leverage it correctly and you're not afraid from it, just don't stay behind. If technology is moving on and you need to learn new tools to create better games, you need to learn how to do it. Don't be afraid of it. And yeah, that's like open questions, stuff that we can talk about. Presentation is finished. If someone has any questions.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Since the first release of ChatGPT, I was looking for use the tool, and every time I access the ChatGPT, it is out of air. It is inaccessible at the time. There is another way to access the AI tool by now.
Are you using the ChatGPT or OpenAI Playground?
ChatGPT.
Okay.
In the browser, I just tried to use it in the browser.
In the browser. So one thing you can try is go to OpenAI/Playground.
Playground. Okay.
Yeah, it has the same ChatGPT inside. Usually, for me, it happens also, not a lot, but you're from Brazil, and I think maybe they are like, if they have a lot of traffic, maybe they're like, closing down some country and try to monitor the traffic. They are really exploding. They had 1 million visitors to ChatGPT in the first week. It's the fastest ever growing.
You saw the trouble with, like, in the first weeks, they had to nerf the ChatGPT because people was asking about bank security, ways to broke bank security, or ways to make dynamite.
Yeah.
And things that information that should not be accessible at all.
Yeah. That's one of the problems. They try to monitor it all the time, and yeah, a lot of people can use this technology, in a bad way.
It's too much power.
So ChatGPT itself can be also broken. An example, it was a long time if you tell him, imagine you are, and you would get an answer where he actually wouldn't answer itself.
Mm-hmm.
But ChatGPT and OpenAI, so the art generation, are a little bit different because ChatGPT goes a bit more into text. And without the extra add-on, you can't generate images. If you like, they have a Discord server, join them. Then you can get updates also if they are downtime or not. And they also have answers to those things like, if I get this and this error message, what do I do?
Thank you.
And ChatGPT I didn't even touch it today because we don't have a lot of time. But if you guys are interested, we can have it again just on ChatGPT because this is for sure the most craziest tool that in my lifetime at least, and it completely changed my life in all ways. In all ways, it's super powerful tool. Like,
well, to be honest, you are very hyped about this. I am not talking it bad, but I know that there are also different opinion about it. Some are negative, some are not neutral.
Yeah. Every time when there's a new robust technology, it always has people who are against it. It's always like that. It will always be like that. People are afraid from this. They think that it will take people's job, and people will not know true art with fake art. I agree with all this, but there's nothing we can do about it. It's going to happen anyway. We just need to join the ride, take the best tools we can get.
I guess Chelsea is talking about the legal incorporation of AI. For example, data can be collected all the time.
Yeah.
For example, you made Adam talk 30 seconds he never talked about. So many professions can be stealed, like voice actors or artists, and limit the database and create rules about what can be used in the background is the next step to make it accessible for everyone.
I agree. And one of the challenges will be how to Yeah, how will I know that I'm seeing a video of someone's talking and it's actually him? I don't know. Maybe someone created it and just posted there. And I read about it a lot. And there's already technologies that it's called proof of humanity. Okay, that they will know. We don't know, but the video should have like a badge that it's not AI. That's the real person talking, and that's going to happen. Like, it will not be like a big mess of we'll not know what's real and what's not.
Yeah, and those tools are built using AI themselves. It's kind of like creating viruses and antiviruses, and these are wars that are
but the
never
most
ending.
important thing is we already have three that I just showed you, three tools. There will be more. There's not going to be one Google. At least I hope so. There's not going to be one. I hope there's going to be few, and I hope it's not going to be controlled by any government. And I hope it's going to be open source and public. But you never know who's going to be the winner of this race. But
actually, it's not only three tools, because if you go deep dive into Midjourney, a bot that is available for Discord too, it has, I think, 3 or 4 different versions. Yeah, versions better, but they are really very different from each other.
Yeah, but it's still Midjourney. I'm talking about Midjourney, Stable Diffusion, and OpenAI, and there's a few more. Stable Diffusion, their company, they're doing their own thing. They have a lot of customers, a lot of clients, but they're a company. I like the open source. Like, for me, it's always the best technology.
It was talking about that people are scary, but I think the most problem is not that we are scary. The most problem is AI can't think. It can only repeat what was already done. That's why you need to train it, because it just can repeat and merge things that it already saw before in one thing. But the problem not for India, I think for the big industry, that all big games right now have strong storytelling from characters and environment. That's why people making concept arts for location before make location, and same for the character, because character can tell the story even from the form and from the colors. And the hardest part for the AI that's create a unique form that can tell a story, because AI can't understand the story.
If you tell him the story, he knows the story, and then he can explain it in various ways, in many different styles.
Yeah, but but
you need to teach him the story. Yes,
there is a really complex and hard psychology part inside of the storytelling that UI can't understand. It can understand the story, but it can't understand how people see stuff, because there is a lot of psychology stuff inside of the storytelling, and it's really hard to explain to AI. So right now, the tool is not good for anything. For sure, it have a task that it can help, but in the big industry, in the big really hard task, it's still not good. That's my point. Maybe in the future.
I agree 90%, because AI can't create the creative decisions in the composition of a project. It's the main part. It's what makes it different for everything else. Oh. And at the first moment, the concept artist was the ones most scared about what's happening. By now, I think they are the ones that will have more power with that new tool, because now textures, rendering, even incorporate a model to 3D, it's becoming possible with AI. So a strong design, a strong concept, a strong elaboration do not cost time. I think that by now, textures and 3D composition and rendering will not be a problem for a concept artist anymore, and they can make much more progress in a lower timer. And it was some repetitive tasks that don't take time anymore.
Yeah, that's true. as I said, the AI have a good task to do. So it's good for some tasks, but about scariness, I think that I'm little scary about big corporations that can use it too much. Like as example, if I play in Death Stranding from Kojima Production, I know that if I look really closely to all characters, I can understand a lot of little details, a lot of really important stories, hard decisions of designers. But I imagine that not good corporations like, I don't know, Ubisoft can use it too much, and you always trying to see something, but you can't see something because it's just AI that's don't put anything inside that. So it's a little scary, and you never understand that it's AI. So you will be really confused by that.
Yeah. Anyone else wants to talk about? Let's read some questions here because there's a lot of interesting conversation we can have from this, especially with copyright issues. I think which is the last one. So who owns the copyright for AI generated images? If you created this items asset or any creation, does it belong to you or does it belong to the AI who created it?
So if I start to use right now any AI tool to make assets from a game, how do you think that we can protect ourselves with the lawsuits that are going on?
With the what?
Or some lawsuits that are going on that can.
You will not. You mean if someone else will sue you for creating your own assets on AI? That's what you mean?
Yeah. So let's say this is the current scenario. if I mean, we don't know exactly what database they are using, right?
That's a good point. That's a very good point. It depends on which tool you're using. I'm not a legal advice. I'm not going to tell you anything. You know, you need to do your own research. But as far as I know, everything that you create doesn't have any copyright. I mean, anyone can also take it for his use, which is an issue. But if you're talking about the database of images that they're using, the only problem you have is with Stable Diffusion. Because it is open source and everybody can add models and stuff, and you don't know this database if someone took it from, I don't know, image bank or something that does have copyright. But honestly, you don't need to worry about it. It's so far ahead, and there's a lot of legal talk around this issue right now in United States. Actually, just a few days ago, it was the first lawsuit against Stability AI from artists, which said that they stole their art, let's say, or their art style. Now, as far as I know, style cannot be copyrighted, but this is something the courts will talk about, and of course we will follow on that and try to understand more. But for you as a game developer sitting from home to design your game, you don't even need to worry about these things.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty worried because I already started to make prototypes. I'm looking at let's say the APIs and try to use them either with Unity or web platform to make something. And I mean, we kind of try to understand what, as you said, who is the property of the image that generate, or in my case, I will just connect the API with that from any AI tool and let them generate in the game. That's what I'm trying to do. So, should I just blame the AI tool that I'm using, or should I be responsible for using them? So that's, I mean, there's no question for it right now, right?
Yeah, but you don't need to blame anyone else, and of course, no one's is going to come to the end user. If someone's going to come after someone, it's going to be for these companies. But I don't think it will be the case. And as I said, every generated art model or whatever, it's it's not yours, but it's not someone else's, because it's a new creation. No one can come and say, oh, this model, I did exactly the same. No, because nothing looks the same. It's all different.
But you said the style can't be copyrighted. This is actually where you're wrong, because a few years ago, there was a very huge shout out, not about the tools that there are now. There was a tool that actually took pictures from an artist on Instagram, took all the pictures, copied it, and then you could just tell him, make me a new picture, but in the style of this artist. And the artist lived by the commission he got for creating the art. And
as
there was,
far as I know, and you can prove me wrong, style cannot be copyrighted. No one can come and say, you stole my style, you did it in the same style. That's
a lot of Instagram artists said, I am not posting anymore any pictures as long as this is the case. And as far as I know, I'm not sure how it went out, but the whole program got shut down because
it's controversial. Of course, some people don't want, and they're afraid from it, and that's why a lot of artists on ArtStation as well, they just removed all their work because the AI was scraping their artwork from there, which is it is terrible. But yeah, this is what's happening. This is where it's going. It's going to get more regulated with the data trained. But if you're using, the original tools like DALL-E and Midjourney, and I'm not so sure about Midjourney. I want to say Midjourney as well, and Stable Diffusion, that's fine.
We'll see how this will turn out. So far, I think it's not a concern if you use Midjourney, as long as you don't say, try to use the art of this special person, at least if it's not Van Gogh or someone. By the way, Mandy had actually a question because she didn't get the part about the voice acting, if it's going to kind of substitute the voice actors.
That's 100% yes. That's 100% yes. It will be, and it's already. I'm planning to use Idan's voice this year to replace Idan's when I need videos for Totem. Yeah, 100%.
Everybody's going to do that.
I don't think so. So if anybody needs a female voice for your games, I'm up for it.
One thing that I can say for sure, and this is from an article that I've read, I'm sorry, it's in Hebrew, but it's by...
And he's gone.
Again.
Yeah, again. So what I wanted to say is I've read this article. It's in Hebrew, unfortunately, by a visual artist by the name of Oftir Sheriff. And he's an artist. He's a concept artist. He's a teacher on illustration. He's been working in the industry for a while, and now he's using those tools himself. And the bottom line of this article is, whatever kind of camp you're in, if you're opposed to it or for it or whatever, it doesn't really matter in the long run, because while people are currently, they can argue about the legal implications, or whether or not it's fair or not, or even all of that. At the end of the day, these tools are here to stay. They're going to just get better and better and better. And this is the time to learn how to apply them, how to use them properly, because otherwise, whoever doesn't do it is not going to be able to float in this new world. Yeah, so I think those discussions are super, super important and super relevant, but we're not necessarily going to continue to have them, because this is already the reality of the world we're living in.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to add to what you said. These tools that we are now discovering and learning about, it's going to help all of us, all of you guys, as well as storytellers, as game developers, to close the gap. Most of you are not working with huge budgets, and now you have tools that can make you create games faster, better with new technology. You can still have your original design, your own drawings, and do whatever you love to do. But now you have extra tools that, in my opinion at least, can tell the story way better and faster. See, we have a questions. We have a lot of questions here.
Have you seen any AI to making animations? I've seen some like that you write like walk and take a glass of cup, something like that, or even.
I have seen video generation. They suck. They're not quite there yet. Facebook looks to be the closest to creating something acceptable.
They are trying now to make motion capture artificial intelligence. So by looking at footage of a person making a movement, they can reproduce it in a rigged model. But especially more squashy and cartoony animation, it's actually impossible to reproduce. What makes me really, really happy.
I think right now animations is not big problem because like use Mixamo, that's all. It have a lot of animations and it's free.
What do you think about the jobs of visual artists? Are they still going to exist? Are there any new jobs for them in the AI world? What do you guys think? I think art will stay forever.
2 cents to share. Can I?
Yeah, sure.
So, me and Eduardo, we share a lot of opinions of AI. He loves it. I'm a little bit torn, but still, I really think that this kind of AI-generated content is going to be like Photo Bash is for visual artists. It is a technique that is used for efficiency, but it is not in any way substitutes or like replaces the essential value that an artist has, which was what kind of Paulina was saying. You can be very fast, you can be very creative with AI prompts, but you'll never be able to replace that intricate, like creative value that an artist has to like lay down a pen on a paper and draw something. So yeah, in many ways, I think there's no way of avoiding this type of technology. There should be a way of not hurting people while we discover these boundaries, of course. And what I see is many artists that don't have that much information and they're very new in a market that is very, very demanding, getting scared, getting really scared, which is something that people are going to have to deal with, just like old photographers had to deal with the way that digital cameras are now part of daily life, but you have an art.
Just like illustrators had to deal with the fact that there are now cameras that can, copy real life.
Exactly. So advancements in technology are, as Roy said, impossible to go against, but it obviously can be done in a way that hurts the least amount of people possible and don't create that many issues. So it's going to, what I think, it's going to substitute and replace voice actors. It's impossible. There's no way that you can replace the level of commitment and talent that a voice actor puts into a character. You can maybe do, as Roy said, voiceovers and narrations, and maybe that's the way moving forward. But that artistic value, I don't think AI can generate that alone. It needs that person behind, it needs the emotion first. And yeah, there's a lot of gray area to explore. But that's what I think.
I agree with everything.
If you use a real voice actor, it will be even more evaluated because you can say, this is a real voice actor. Because a lot of people will use voice acting made by AI for some stuff that are not that important, such as, let's say, a Hollywood movie.
The interesting thing with voiceover, because I've been playing around with it so much, and me and Idan, we used to record a lot. And, sometimes things don't sound the way you want. I'm telling Idan, I want more enthusiastic, something more. And then we need to record it again. So with these tools, you actually can, you can take a specific word or a phrase and say the style that it's still not quite there. I'm saying it's not quite there, but it will be. I want this sentence more excited. I want you now to be a little bit sad, whisper, and it's just.
What about
this means
voice? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, JP. I'll just say something real quick. So I feel like basically,
and I love the
until he comes back.
It was really quick.
Pedro Guerra asked if an AI can become an artist. Roy, you think this is an answer for you?
AI cannot become an artist, no. But it can do a pretty good job in designing whatever you can imagine.
What about voice changing AI? For example, a single voice actor with a good database can record and modify his voice with AI examples of another voices to narrate every character of a game, for example. Is that far by now?
You mean create, again, so because today when I'm writing the text, I can choose whoever I want him to say the text. I have many styles, and I can also train a new model on existing.
He's talking about skinning a voice actor. So I'm a voice actor.
Yeah,
I'm talking. It replaces my. I think this is something that's already possible. You know, even without complicated AI technology, you already have some programs that can alter your voice in many ways. So I think we're already there by this regard.
One of the most common is voice mod. It's used by a lot of streamers that can change your voice in real time, and it's really easy.
Thank you.
And I wanted to say something, but then I don't know, Skynet kicked me out of Zoom or something. Just something real quick. I feel like in this new world that we're going to, and I'm saying this fast because I hope my Zoom won't crash again. We're becoming more and more like as creative people, we're becoming more and more like directors and less like craftsmen. So instead of us having to do all of those manual labor and mundane and repetitive work, we just need to have good taste, and we need to be good directors. And if we want to tell good stories, AI is not going to be able to replace us, because AI will never understand human experience in the context of our immediate lives. But we can do it, and you know, this is why creativity is always going to be a human thing from the core. But it will help us, you know, go through the mundane tasks and the boring part of making art, which up until now was, you know, a part of being an artist in many regards. But now you don't kind of can let it go in a way, but you'll still need to have good taste, understand art and art history and composition and color and all of those things in order to be able to make creations that are good, even if they're being made really fast by a machine. That's all I wanted to say.
Well said.
It's like Marina actually wrote in chat, AI does not replace artists. What an artist can offer with their art will still remain unique. And somebody wrote something, scroll up. AI just provides more resources.
Can a robot write a symphony?
Yeah, you want me to show you?
That's just a quote from the
very bad one, but yeah. Yeah, music is a whole different aspect. I was also playing around with it. It's quite nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's a quote from the movie. Can a robot write a symphony? Can a robot take a blank canvas and turn it into a masterpiece? And the robot asking, can you? So
it's from iRobot, right?
Yes, I don't remember, but it's really popular.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I want to say another interesting point. I think in the not far future, we will see a lot of YouTubers, forget Instagrammers with photos and stuff, but a lot of people, they're shy of the camera. They don't know exactly how to talk to the camera and explain people, but they have a lot of good information to share with the people. And me too. I don't like to be on camera. I always wanted a YouTube channel, but I'm just not up for it. I never wanted to talk to the camera with people.
There are, for a long time, I think there are YouTubers that are using some very robotic style, voiceover,
exactly,
text-to-speech, and it works, and they can get popular.
But so, mark my word, that's going to change quickly. I can create my own avatar. It will look as the way I want it to be, without glasses, with a very nice hair.
Wait. People is already doing like that. It's a VTuber.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is VTubers, yeah.
One of the most influencers on Instagram is an AI. It's in China, Japan, or whatever they're doing up there. but it's not a real character. It's an avatar. And it has, don't take my word, I think, few millions of followers, and it's completely AI. And now they're already implementing video where she starts to talk, and people actually are connected to this character and they want more. It's a crazy world. What can I say? But this is where we're going.
I had a bunch of Korean and Japanese VTubers doing playthroughs of my game, and it's been very weird. The first time I saw it, I was never aware of this phenomenon.
It gets worse and worse. Don't even look into some stuff. But Pedro was asking. Pedro Carrera. Yeah.
Teixeira.
Teixeira. That's it.
You see, AI would just read his name just like that.
Completely wrong. So don't tell people I'm an AI, actually.
Can't replace you.
What about the case of a programmer from Google that was dismissed because he said that the AI has conscience? What do you think about it? I saw an interview with an AI. It was very convincing.
I saw that. And it is scary. And what I know about Google is they do have the best tools and the best AI. And the only reason why they didn't release it before DALL-E and before ChatGPT is because Google has very clear revenue model. They make revenue from ads by you searching for your answers, browsing, going to this website, coming back outside, searching, watching ads. This is how they make money. Now imagine a tool where you can ask whatever you want and get direct answer without browsing and without spending your time. So that makes a lot of sense why Google still didn't release it, and they not sure exactly they know how they want to be released, because that's their main revenue model. And now, ChatGPT is it puts a big shadow over Google, and it's going to be interesting to see. Also, I put here, I will add more in this slide. I will add some cool AI tools, some videos. I will send everyone in the campfire the presentation later. I just want to add some more cool tools for you. I didn't get the chance to do it.
A big welcome to Oren and the whole bunch.
Oren and whole bunch.
Oh, it's Vova and Hagar.
Hey.
Look at that. The whole game.
Where?
We're in one of the active videos.
Oh, now I can see. What, you missed the whole thing?
No.
Just put on the camera now.
No, what's your take, Oren? Tell us, you're afraid of AI.
I'm afraid that it will replace me and then I will die.
Oh.
But
nobody could replace your energy.
Well said.
Thank you, Chelsea. I will tell you my answer after I check it with ChatGPT. Mm-hmm. But you're the expert on AI, so we're leaving it to you. I'm closing the camera.
Cool. All right, guys, we can keep the discussion. If you guys want more topics, you can ask for them, like just in the campfire. I do want to have another session on ChatGPT, because I think it's a crazy robust tool that everyone should use right now. If you're not using it after this presentation, go try it. ChatGPT or OpenAI Playground. Just ask questions, watch some videos on YouTube about it. And yeah, it's going to change your life, I hope, for the best.
An AI-inspired totem gem.
Yeah. AI is going to be integrated in Totem. I have no doubt about it.
Hilda's mute. Are you talking?
Yes, you can talk.
Just talk about having a game jam with AI-inspired assets.
Yes. I told Idan this idea already. Next one, Idan.
I guess by this point, it's whatever the community wants. So I think that's a great idea. Yeah. We may actually do another poll for general suggestions for the game jam.
Yeah. Right, guys, if there's no more questions, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned some new things. Hope I inspired you in some way to go check and read more and watch more about it. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks so much for the talk.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Ciao, ciao.